Eric, how we doing, buddy? 50 cal, welcome. I better get this. There we go. That's probably a bit better now. Sorry about that. I've got it set up for the mic, and then I don't put the mic in the right place. So that's going to be pretty bad. How we doing, 50 cal? Good to see you, bro. I am very, very well. I'm very, very glad that this scary 15-minute chart here went back up to the upside. I've got to admit it, I'm not much of a TA guy, but damn, this was a well-drawn support line. I mean, yes, we broke beneath it, but we came back above, consolidated, broke to the upside. We come back down, tested it again, and we're bouncing back up again. I have got a green buy signal on the 15-minute chart, but I'm not a day trader. I'm not mucking around with that. It's just nice to know that we've maintained this support level, this 23.6 right here. I did not want that to break. I didn't really want to test 23.5, and it doesn't look like we did, so that's really good too. So we never hit that line on the 15-minute chart, so that's really, really good. So that's a good day. And I think zooming out, if we go to the 1 day, it's good to remember, we've had a dip. Without doubt, we've had a dip. But, a week ago, we were below 23.5K and struggling to get out. We tested it a few times and we didn't get out. This time, we've made it out. So these are the gains, and we're still right at the top here. So this is still a good place to be. I'm not worried about this at all. Now, I still believe we're in a bear market as the overall narrative. I still believe we're in a recession, but this is a good sign that we're coming out. We could come back down again, but I'm quite happy here. Hey Matty, how we doing, buddy? Mark, twice in the day. I've got the day off work, buddy. I made sure all my housework was done. I've been a good boy. I've done all my housework. I've been shopping. I cooked dinner. I've done all my jobs. I'm going to come back on for an hour. I've got time to kill in the day. I have got to go out and I'm going to do some stuff with the boys tomorrow. I'm going to take them for a walk or something tomorrow. But today, it was coming back from holiday and chilling. The rest after the holiday. How do just looking? I hope you're very well. Crypto Moon Rocket, welcome, buddy. Can I look at Band? Band, yes, I can. I can have a look at Band. It's not actually currently on my watch list, which is cool. So I can get that added for a start. Now, I want Band USDT. Do I want Tether US? Yeah, I suppose. Yeah, let's do Tether US. So we've got Band here. And Band has pretty much followed Bitcoin. It's been a bit more straight line up and down. Not as volatile, I'd probably say. But yeah, we're doing okay. The 4-hourly looks pretty strong. Zoom into the hourly. It's looking okay, mixed signals at the moment, but let's actually have a look at Band itself and see what is happening price-wise and see what it's about. Because Band, I've got to be honest, Band is not one I've ever really done a deep dive on before. I know I've looked at it briefly and I liked it, but I've never really done a deep dive. Has Lisa made you at least one cuppa? Today, no. She's in a lot of, she's not feeling too well and she's been to work, so I don't expect cups of tea to be made for me. That won't be happening. No. Tango Mike, how are we doing, buddy? What did I make for dinner? I just did a spag bowl. Nice spag bowl. And I'm quite pleased to say I don't have any left over in my beard. So that's quite good. Right. So Band Protocol, let's have a look. So it's $250 million market cap. Dilution's pretty good. We're nearly fully dilute, a couple of percent left to go, so it's a pretty good position to be. 266 million market cap. It's not a bad market cap. 3 months is looking pretty neutral, to be fair. All-time high is April 2021, so it didn't have a hard November 2021 in the bull run, which is a disappointment. But it got to $21, currently trading at $2. So, if it gets to all-time high again, there's a 10x in the bag. It's a cross-chain data oracle, and these are going to be really, really crucial moving forward. There's going to be a lot of data oracles and cross-chain data oracles, but I think data is going to be a big play. Cross-chain protocols are going to be a big play. So Band's probably got a very good place to be. Yeah, she's coping, but she's obviously with her operation on her knee. We did a lot of walking when we were on holiday, and she's come back with a bit of a cold as well. So, it's bless her. She's been to work. She's a trooper. She doesn't complain, but she's not very well. So I hope she gets better soon. She doesn't take much looking after her. She's a very independent woman, but I try. I'm trying to look after her. What's the general feeling? Do I think we'll dip? I want to start buying. For me personally, I like DCAing. I will continue to DCA, But what I won't do is I won't DCA when the market's had a strong green run. So something like today, where we're getting mixed signals, might be a good time. It depends what my holdings are like. Obviously, in the month we've had a very green month, so I'm just going to carry on DCAing. Nothing crazy. For the week it's a bit more red. GLQ, I've still got a moon bag left of that. It hasn't performed very well. I may well top that up. TAP is down 21%. I might just top that up. I'm only gone playing with moon bags on these. I did take profits when they ran up. MCB down 10% on the week, which is unusual because if you have a look on the day, we're up 12.5%. So it's not so bad. Well, not the end of the world. But, generally the week's been a little bit red with the Chinese coins moving. Obviously Moon River had a good week as well. But, the hourly's looking green again, much more green than it was slightly earlier today, because obviously for the day, we've still got some serious reds around. But we're looking a lot more green. So I'm quite bullish about the market. But as I said, it's only a short term. I do think we'll have a pullback at some point. I don't think there's any reason. I mean, people are saying that China could initiate the bull run. I don't quite believe that. I think we'll just continue this bullish move, and we will lose momentum at some point. Don't use the DCA word in front of DH; he'll disown you. I'm surprised DH ends up buying anything. To be fair, because and DH knows. I said this to DH before. He always comes to the end conclusion that you don't need the token. So why invest? I'm quite honest about it. I say to him, although I'm a long-term investor, I'm realistic about the long-term prospects. Regulation's going to have some issues. There's a lot of coins out there that are securities, but I am looking into the securities market as well. We've got these other things that we can do. Let's have a look. But yeah, DH doesn't like the dollar cost average. Well, he's an investor. Did you hear about Elon coin? That Elon coin. I've heard people talking about an Elon coin. Is this the one that was done by a major influencer and rugged? I can't remember. Elon Mars or Elon Gate? I can't remember. I don't know exactly what the story is, but there is a story going around about an Elon coin. There usually is, though. There's enough of them. What do I think of Ajax and GRT? Ajax and Singularity and Graph are really good projects. They're really, really solid, well established. Ajax is, of course, really popular because it's completely on trend. And at the moment, trend is as important as utility, but Singularity does have both. Now, I don't chase green candles, but I am looking to get into Singularity at some point. Not Elon Singularity, that'd be a bit weird. Let's just go Ajax instead. So, at the moment, we've still got Ajax at 39 cents, nearly 40 cents. Market cap's 479 million, fully diluted, nearly 800 million. 60% circulating supply, which is okay. It's pretty good. But you can see here, the CMC chart starts in 2018. They survived the bear market. They came back, and this is what I mean about being careful, because obviously in this bull run, it did not achieve the all-time high from its launch. So you've got to be optimistic about what it can do. But you can see here, it peaked in April 2021. It peaked in August 2021. It had a good bull run, and we've already seen that high from the previous bull run broken with this narrative. So I do think Ajax could go on and do a lot better. We could see all-time high again in the next bull run if the narrative continues. But ultimately as well, it is a good project with good utility. I've not done a majorly deep dive on it. I want to before buying. So I don't want to miss the boat. But I do want to see a little bit of a pullback on it. Maybe a little bit more than what we've seen so far, because we've seemed to be consolidating around about this 40-cent mark. I would like it to pull back into the low 30s, maybe even the high 20s before I get in there. Because we've got to remember, this was high teens, this coin, when it started running. So I'd like to see it a little bit lower. But ultimately, they're very, very good. I'm terrible with colds, Mr. Unknown. I really am, honestly. A slightest little sniffle is like, oh, I can't function. What do I think of Key and Man? Thinking to dip into both. Key? What's Key? Let's have a look at Key. Self Key, is that the one? Are we talking Self Key? China's always been there. Don't believe the hype of the Chinese things. This is true, but obviously the thing is they've opened up Hong Kong, and Hong Kong is a large part of the Chinese market in terms of wealth. There's a lot of wealth in Hong Kong, and now that they've opened up to all retail in Hong Kong, that is a big market. Now, they probably had ways to trade it anyway, but now they can personally hold it. I think there is a big rush on some of the big coins. I don't think we're seeing this rush of investment from the West. This is Chinese investment. I fixed my mic. Yes, I did. I was getting feedback from it. I found out that I didn't have any of my settings on. So there's a setting on here which is for noise suppression. I had 0 noise suppression. So you were getting every bit of feedback and every bit of background noise there was. I've now got that completely subdued to 0. And hopefully you're all getting a better experience for it. So I've sorted out my laptop with more memory so that it actually works properly. And now you can actually hear me properly as well. So hopefully you're getting a good stream. Is self-key this one you're looking for? My Ajax Moonbag is big now. Yeah, I mean, Bacon Sandwich has got... You've been in Ajax for a long, long time, bro. And you were telling me about it. You've been telling us about these gems. And I do listen to you quite closely now. So, you know, a lot of your plays, they've gone very, very well for you, bro. So congrats to you. What coin is that? Just tuned in. I'm just trying to look at someone's recommendations. You should look at Zodex. Gasless mainnet is now live with Project Launchpad in final testing. I might have a look at that in just a sec. Self-key is sick. Self-key is sick. Okay, Bacon Sandwich knows about self-key. Let's go have a look at self-key then. It is probably the one that's being discussed. Now, if you're here and you're not following me already on TikTok, please do. Also, bear in mind, I have a completely free Discord. The link is right up there in the top left. If you click on that, it should open my Slink app, which is all my links to all my socials. But Discord should be right at the top. It's completely free. There's no paid section. We just talk crypto, share airdrops, and sort of good projects that some of us have researched and shared. And we sort of just chew the fat every day. It's great. But right, let's have a look at self-key. So market cap 66 mil, fully diluted 75. So tokenomics are spot on. A little bit of room still to grow and dilute, so that's not bad. All-time chart. So the chart starts in 18, survived a bear market, which is fantastic. Had a bull run again. Not a particularly strong one, but it did pretty well. Nearly hit that high from the peak there back in July 18. And it's on its way back up. So what does it do? Self-key is a blockchain-based identity platform. Technology provides individuals, companies, exchanges, fintech startups, and banks with a platform to manage identity data, oftentimes KYC. Excellent. I like a KYC project. There's lots of things out there doing it at the moment, but if they've got relationships with banks, that's obviously institutional, and I love institutional. So self-key may well be one to do a deep dive on, and it's up 20% against the market, really. So that's not bad at all. Let's see how it's done in the last week. Check that out. I mean, has there been a deal or something announced? 18th of February, it was 0.5 cent, and we peaked at 1.5 cents. So it's done a 3x this week. What's it up to? Anything in the news? There is a Web3. There was a Web3 article. Other than that, there's nothing else on the CMC news. So that's interesting. You ever looking at STRK or ZKS? Let's look. STRK. I think I know what that is. Strike. So Strike is one that I think I have looked at before, many, many moons ago. Let's have a look. Market cap's 54 mil, fully diluted 99, 55% in circulating supply is not bad. Total supply and max supply 6.5 million. That is low tokenomics. $15 a token, which puts some people off, but I like low tokenomics. All-time chart starts in April 21, so it starts in the bull run. Never really went above launch price, and it's been downward ever since, but we are in a bear market, let's be fair. And I think it's probably down less than we might think. So it's probably down maybe 80%. So that's not too bad. Strike DeFi is a lending protocol that allows users to earn interest on their cryptocurrencies by depositing to one of several markets supported by the platform. So it's basically a DeFi lending protocol. There's lots of those out there at the moment. This is based on Ethereum. What can you do with it? Let's have a quick look at the website. I mean, if you can't do a lot of it, if it hasn't got cross-chain or if you haven't actually got many things partnered up in there, you can't really tell. So let's just go straight into the app. I don't really care what the website's like. I want to see what you can actually do with the product. Eventually, when it loads up, if it ever loads up, this isn't the time. It's either really busy or it's really bad. I'm going to go for the latter. That's not looking good. It's not launching the app. No, we're not having that. Okay, I'm going to walk away from that one. ZKS, I will look at the other one you suggested. Strike doesn't really appeal to me. It's not unique. I've got things in that arena that are much more new and exciting. Let's have a look. ZKS. ZK Space. 2 audits. That's nice to see. 60 million market cap, fully diluted 83. 20% circulating supply. Not great at all. All-time chart. Okay, let's go. So this CMC chart starts in April 21. Did have a big spike in February, but actually did not really have a bull run. So that's a launch spike and nothing in the bull run. That, to me, looks like a dead project. Looks like a dead project. It's doing nothing. Zooming in, 3 months, yes, it's had a spike in the last couple of weeks, going up 30, 40%, something like that. But overall, that's not doing anything. Let's have a look at their Twitter space, see how active they are. It's just odd that their coin flatlined in a bull run. Nothing should do that unless it's dead. So let's just check out Twitter. So it's got 132,000 followers. That is huge. They did tweet 10 hours ago. They're holding spaces. So they're definitely active on Twitter, which is interesting because they've done bugger all until recently. So I wonder what's initiated that price rise. Strange. Decentralized DEX token, zero knowledge proof, ZK proof scaling solution. Okay. ZK swaps. So that's not really going to pick up until the market picks up, which might be why it's picking up now. Okay, but they've survived. They've survived a bit of a bear market anyway. But look at it; they're picking up again now. Probably not one for me. I've got too many options in Arbitrum and ZK Sync and other things that are similar, and probably a bit more exciting and well received on the market. I'm just going to fast forward through some of yours. CFX, Key, ACH are Chinese coins. Yeah, CoinFlux. I had a nice surprise. I used to mine CoinFlux. Found my old wallet and cashed that out, so that was good. Conflux, that's the one. Yeah, Conflux, CFX. I'm not really reading too much into the Chinese narrative. I think the pump's already happened. Much like AI, AI's gone very quiet again now. There's only 1 or 2 projects really pumping from that now. And they're too big for me to really care about in terms of getting on board. Hey, Christian, welcome. Hope you're okay. Have I looked at XPR coin? They're all talking about it. For you, it's a big no-no. Let's have a look at XPR. Proton, XPR. Now, Proton is one that I've looked at personally before, and I did not add it to my watch list. So let's have a look and see why. So it's less than 0.2 of a cent. Market cap 27 million, fully diluted 53, so it's about 50%. Launched in April 20. It did run up in March 21, and it did run up in October 21. And it, compared to its current price, if it went back up to 4 cents again, there's a decent return there. Maybe like a 20x, but the likelihood is it won't because this. Let's have a look at it. I'm sure it's something to do with the NFTs. Oh no, it's not. No, okay, it's not the NFT one. Public blockchain smart contract platform designed for both integrated and financial settlements. I mean, financial settlements is going to be a big one. They need to win some contracts to actually do well. And I would say, looking at the performance, they probably aren't doing that. I don't know what they're like, but I mean, I did look at this. at one point in time, and it's not on my watch list, so I assumed I didn't like it. But yeah, I don't think that one would be for me either, to be fair. Hang on. You probably couldn't hear that because my suppression's on, but that was loud. Has anyone looked into lever? That's not what I'm familiar with. Uh, what do I think of Algo? Algo's a great project. I just don't read too much into the ISO narrative anymore. I think it will cause a news event. Buy the rumor, sell the news. But they're getting adopted and they're being used. They can mint more and more and more. Yeah, there is no maximum supply. There's an endless mint. What's my thought on DAOs and price appreciation? I do like DAOs as long as they're sort of constructed DAOs. There's lots of different DAOs and different use cases. I like a good governance DAO. I do like a governance token. Price appreciation potential. It depends upon the project. There's so many ways you can manipulate. It depends which one you're talking about. Hashtag LYLT. LYLT. Is LYLT? I'm missing a trick here, aren't I? What's LYLT? They talk the talk. Dark Horse done a Twitter on last night on XPR. Yeah, I mean, XPR's been around a while and I didn't like it. I just don't believe the guy's pumping it. I've heard it all before. Yeah, I mean, Proton, if Proton's being pumped, it's definitely being sold off at the same time. I mean, we're seeing these rises to the green side and then depreciations to the red side. I mean, that's not just typical of a pump and dump, but, it's pretty regular in the history. We can see these rises and sells, but they've pretty much sold every single pump pretty heavily. So, yeah, I mean, I wouldn't listen too much about it. Go for the utility. Go for what it does. And I didn't like Proton, to be fair. 2 nights in one day. Yeah, I'm going to go for it today. Why not? I might not be on as long tonight, though. We'll see. Hey, Huds, how are we doing, buddy? Good to see you. Never invest in anything with an endless mint. Very good point. I mean, to be fair, I've got a few plays where they can mint more tokens, but the actual mint rate is lower than I believe the growth will be. But Proton's been around a while now, and they can just keep minting out tokens. That's not good. Don't like that they can mint and dump. Yeah, absolutely. LYLT is your handle. Okay. Lee Hall reminds me of Hex. Hex went up 1% or so today, didn't it? Have I got Hex on here? That's an interesting one. No, I don't. I'm going to add it to my favourites just because I can. So it's 1% up on the 5 minute. It is 1% up on the hour, and it is 4% up on the day. It's 13% up on the week, 152% up on the month. Hex is having a good run. You can't deny that people like it. I know Bacon Sandwich has done quite well on he likes his Hex. He gets it. I'm not a hexagon by any means, but if you can make money on a project, why not? I'm probably going to be trying to fill up on ERC20 tokens to take advantage of the pulse chain drops. If they're worth anything at all, I'll probably just stick them in pulse chain themselves, cash them in, invest them in pulse, and see what happens. Richard Hart is a clever guy, and he could make more people more money again. You never know. Zach had a video today that Proton guys are probably out of cash and are minting more soon. It sounds right. If you start hearing people talk about a product a lot, it's probably being pumped. And if you've got a mint, an endless supply of tokens, it's just a cash register. Spend a bit of money on marketing, sell a shitload of tokens. Not quite a pump and dump, but pretty much. Hex is pumping as the pulse chain is coming. It is, yeah, absolutely. I mean, we've been waiting for Richard Hart to say when pulse is going to happen, and I think Richard Hart's doing the right thing. He's holding back until the market's right. He doesn't want to launch for the market just to shit his pants. He wants to launch and it do well, and I think everyone wants for it to launch and do well. I mean, I'm not a Hex supporter. I'm not really a Richard Hart supporter, but if I can make money from these ERC20 looking like airdrops, then I'm going to do that. Airdrops are good. Is the future multi-chain? I don't think so. No, I don't think it is. I don't think the future is multi-chain. Not at all. At the moment, it's a useful tool, but it is a security exploit. It's a weakness. Whenever you go cross-chain, that's a weakness that can be exploited. Cross-chain liquidity pools, very, 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 very exploited recently. I like Polkadot. It's more secure. And I like ICP because everything's going to be done on chain. ICP, there's much less security risk, but people don't appreciate that. And speaking of that, in the last 5 minutes, it's dipped 0.5%. You get, but it is up 1% in the hour, 3.4% on the day, so 12% on the week, 16% on the month. I'll take that with ICP. If it keeps growing at that rate for the next 16, 18 months, I'll be happy. I might actually be able to take some out of the staking pools then. Cross-chain is the future. I'm not 100% sure it is. It's a useful utility, but I think everything being done on-chain like ICP does it, that's more likely to be the future. EFI, am I still buying? I don't buy Affinity. I got a stack of it from the Parachain auction, so I've been airdropped some. Well, I haven't yet. It's still to come, to be fair, I think. Or is that Pokédex? No, EFI I've got. So EFI is vesting, but I've got a stack of that. I'm not buying any at the moment. To be fair, I think, although I think that's a really strong play because it is the engine NFT gaming platform, and I think that could be really strong on Polkadot. It's not one of the ones that I want to hold forever. So Affinity will probably get sold when it starts pumping. I might even just sell it in and cash it for a Polkadot, which I think is going to be very, very good. It's much more up my street, something I'm much more familiar with. Future is ICP, File, and DOT. I think they're three excellent calls. I still need to buy more Filecoin. I'm quite surprised Filecoin hasn't pumped more, to be fair. Only 34% up on the week compared to some others. 47 on the month, which isn't a lot really when you consider it's supposed to be one of the Chinese pump coins. The Chinese are supposed to really like it, so it shows that they're already trading it probably already. But I love DOT and I love ICP. Two of my biggest bags right there. But ICP is a bit more of a punt. We need adoption for that. Any software it costs a fortune to develop cryptos reverse the market? Possibly, yeah, possibly. The benefits of a unified network of dApps and liquidity are too large. Polkadot is solving the cross-chain issue. It's solving a lot of the cross-chain issue. I still think there are vulnerabilities. We did see Akala get one of their liquidity pools hacked. I think it was the Interlay BTC pool. And that caused Akala's downfall, basically. Akala are slowly coming back, but the problem is they didn't fix it quick enough. And a lot of faith was lost, including by me with Akala. I held on to my Akala for a long time, but then I sold it because I just had enough. I just wanted to move on, which is a shame because it looked really, really good, and it could still be good. But yeah, I mean, Polkadot is not invulnerable. ICP is much stronger than anything else, but Polkadot is still one of my favorites in terms of security. Rather, just catching up with questions again, folks. Sorry if I missed any. ICP nor dot scale automaticity across chains. That's not scaling, in your opinion. Valid opinion, absolutely. Something to think about for sure. What do I think about Quant? I think Quant is the king of overledger technology. We need that. I think the banks are going to need that. They're all going to have independent operating systems and their own CBDCs, but you are going to need something to connect it and make it work efficiently. And I think that is going to be Quant. I think out of all of the so-called ISO 20022 tokens, Quant is the most likely to do well. It's going to connect all the blockchains and make them run smoothly, and that's what you need. Pokédex is so cheap right now. I nearly bought some earlier. So, I don't think it is. I mean, if we look at PDEX, PDEX just a few weeks ago, there it is. So there's 0.6 up on the hour. So 0.4, 19. So it's 30% up on the month. If we actually have a look at it, when this was trading at $1.22 and it's now at $2.25, I want to see a pullback before I buy more. Don't get me wrong, I think it's worth a hell of a lot. If you look at the tokenomics of PDEX, PDEX has got one of the best tokenomics around for a DEX on Polkadot. Let's have a look. So here we go. So max supply is 20 million. Current circulating supply is 42%, 8.3 million. Market cap's only 16 million. This is going to be huge on Polkadot. The Pokedex, it is literally their decentralized exchange for Polkadot. It's going to be massive. I just can't believe that won't do well. If you research it, and obviously I've researched it. I've got some from the parachains again, but it's a non-custodial peer-to-peer trading platform. So this is a trading platform like a centralized exchange, but it's a decentralized exchange, and they at no point hold your tokens. So peer-to-peer trading platform is non-custodial, which is massive. Not your keys, not your crypto, and you will have your keys when you use their order book. That's pretty cool. So it's cutting edge, highest level of security, lightning fast speeds, 500,000 transactions per second, and low latency of 20 milliseconds. High frequency trading and trading bots are going to be used. Easy to use design, and it is easy to use. I've been on there and had a look. It is a great project. I'm just not going to buy it right now at $2. You can still say it's cheap. I want to see it cheaper. Not long ago it was $1 less, and it's $2 now. So I'm going to wait a little while and see what happens. I still think if I see $3, I'd probably still buy it if it carried on going up, but I would like it cheaper. That's just my opinion on that one, but there it is. If we have a look at the daily chart on it as well, you'll see what I mean. If we go on to the daily chart of PDEX, there's that growth that I was talking about. See, now this hasn't really suffered the dips that Bitcoin has. It's been a bit more tolerant. So you can see here we were going along this medium line here of about $1.30, $1.35 for quite a while. Sometimes pumping, but always pulling back. And this is why I would expect a pullback. We've seen it several times now. It's pumped, it's pulled back. It's pumped, it's pulled back. It's pumped, it's pulled back. It's done it every time. This is now a higher high, almost a higher high. But we have set a higher low. So, I would probably want to see it pull back to 175, something like that. Just get below $2. Just test this line here with Polkadex. If we could just test this kind of support resistance line going across here. If we could bounce off that one more time, I would know that is the new support, the new resistance level, the new support level. So this is a higher low. And I just want to see what this does now. I think it'll pull back. If it only pulls back as far as here and bounces upwards, that's a new low. And I will then start buying and dollar cost averaging again. DOT is big with the Chinese. Yeah, the Chinese love Polkadot. They do love Polkadot, absolutely. And I think Kasama as well. I think they're into that as well. There's a lot of good stuff. The Chinese like their utility at the end of the day. I do not mix my... This is why Radix, linear scaling, and ultimately nobody else solves this. Yeah, Radix is good tech for sure. Managed to get some at $1. That's an absolute steal. I think long-term Polkadex is a bargain right now anyway, but I'm tight. I want it a bit cheaper. As I said, I think this is an area I think will come back down and retest. We can see that rough level of support that we should have there. Is that where you store your Pokemon on Pokedex? Someone's got kids, or they're far too young for their age. But yeah, Pokedex is what you keep the Pokemon in. Pokedex is where you trade your Polkadot stuff. Pokemon collection as well. This is to be fair. Lisa's not lying now. I mean, it's not hers. It's our son's. Our son's Pokemon collection. He's got a massive Pokemon collection. He's well into it, and he has got some amazing cards that I need to get graded properly. Azza, welcome, buddy. How you doing? What do I think of Solo? I love Solo. Sologenic is going to be absolutely fantastic. I'm a little bit nervous about when it migrates, because of course Quorum is going to migrate away from the XRPL. It's an independent blockchain, and when it does, it's going to take Sologenic across with it. And I think a lot of XRP hardcore fanaticists will dump on it. So I think Solo and Quorum are fantastic opportunities. after they've moved. So I'm holding some solo and some quorum, and I'm obviously getting some airdrops. I do think the price is going to suffer quite badly when they migrate, but I do think it's good as a long-term one to watch. Polkadot vulnerabilities have been exploited twice. Doesn't inspire much confidence. It has had a couple of vulnerabilities, absolutely. I think the thing is with the one I know of on Akala was an exploit on one of the pools that wasn't strictly speaking their fault. It was Akala's fault. It was a vulnerability on their pool. It was a weakness that was coded into it, and someone just exploited that kind of loophole. So it wasn't a hack as such; it was an exploit. So it's just someone didn't check all the didn't dot their I's and cross the T's, which is why I lost faith in Akala after a while. It took a long time to sort it out, and I think it's because there was a fundamental issue with that loophole being closed. Did you have my VRA airdrop I shared on Discord? I did look at it, mate. I'm not so sure it's not so much an airdrop though, is it? It's more of a reward thing going on for trading. Azza, you're more than welcome, buddy. Not a problem. Waiting on a pullback on Pokedex 2. That's why I did my as I would be surprised if we went down below 171, 172. I think this line that I've drawn in is roughly there or thereabouts on the daily. As I said, it does pull back and it has pumped quite heavily to nearly local high again of $2.35. We got up as far as $2.27. It is pulling back. I'm going to see what happens when we see $1.72 again. If we go below that, I'll wait even longer and see if we come all the way back down to here, like 137, 135. I'd be more than happy to buy there. But if it comes on a downward trajectory, that could be ongoing for a while. So we'll see what happens there. Looking at that exact same level too. Yeah, it's an interesting one. My TA is not great, but I think there are fundamental basics. You just look at where things have peaked and where they've bottomed out several times, draw a line across. It's TA isn't really more difficult than that. It's like with Bitcoin this morning. I was saying I've got some long-term trend lines I've had drawn in on Bitcoin for a very, very long time. And if we have a look at the 15-minute chart, and these aren't new lines. People that were on the live earlier, they'll tell you these lines I had in place for quite a while. They are long-term trend lines, and you can see here, we dipped above it but bounced off, dipped below it, bounced off, dipped below it, bounced off. So I was looking at this level, this 236, 23.6 level as being key. We did break it, but we didn't come down to this next level. We didn't even bounce off the 23.5. So we sort of came down, almost touched down on the 15-minute chart, and then back upwards from there. So I'm quite pleased with the trend lines I've got, that they're accurate. I'm quite happy with the placement. I am not a TA expert, but this tells me that I'm doing the basic TA right. As a long-term investor, like we did for Pokedex just now, it's only for me to find decent entry points. I don't want to chase green candles, but I also don't want to buy in too early. So by looking at things on the daily chart, I can just go out and see, right, okay, realistically, where's it been? Where's it going to? What might it do next? TA is just lines on a screen at the end of the day. But as I said, I would expect this now, based upon the historical trade of Pokedex, to pull back. And as I said, I think this is a possible area of interest. If we break down past that, we'll probably come down quite a long way, because this is quite a steep, sharp rise. If I draw in the box, we've got... Where's my lines gone? I've lost it. Date and price range. There we go. So if I go from this low here up to that high there, in 36 days it was up 91%, and that's a big run for PDEX. So as I say, it just helps you find those entry points. AR, is that AR Weave you're looking at? Let's have a look. I don't think I've got AR Weave. AR Weave. So AR Weave's currently $10.97, 366 mil, 50% circulating supply. Let's have a look at AR Weave on TraderView. I don't think I've got that one set up at all. So AR. Tether US, there we go. We'll have that one. Yeah, so I mean, it's got a much stronger chart. I mean, just looking at this now, I mean, I've never plotted this one, but looks like we're on the way down. Looks like you've got an area of support here around about $9.52. So if it gets sub $10, it might be worth a look. But right now, it's in a downward trend on the daily. I don't know much about what it's done historically, but it looks like it's pretty low. It's come down a long way by the look of it. So let's have a look at the weekly, see what's playing out on there. So yeah, I mean, it's not very often it's been cheaper. I mean, this low here on the weekly, $7.12. It's been, yeah, so we've been down to 623. It could be bouncing off that bottom there, but it could retrace down to here again. But I'd be looking at that one. If you like AR Weave, I think anything sub $10, it's a good project long term. It's not one I personally hold or trade or have much knowledge of, but it's a decent looking project and it's got a very, very good use case. I do like it quite a lot. Let's go somewhere else. Is this a retest or a rejection? Good question. Let's have a look. PDEX. Go back onto the daily. Oh, zoomed in a long way there. So actually, yeah, bacon sandwich. You're right. We have bounced off this level before, this 172. So we were doing quite well here. We came right up to $2, came back down, tested this 170 area. There's some wicks down to 165, 166, but then we basically bounced off this area and come back up. So this is a retest. This would be a retest. You're absolutely right. Yeah, good shout. It would be a retest. So if we fail a retest, that's not good. But if we uphold, if we get a double bounce, if it bounces off here again, that's a big run, usually to the upside, if I'm not mistaken. Please have a look at Key just to put me out of my misery and just shut me up. I did try and have a quick look at it earlier. I think Bacon Sandwich said it looks decent. Let's have another look at it now. So Self Key. Let's have a look. Self Key currently trading at 1.2 cents, up 20% on day. Market cap 66 mil, fully diluted 75 to 88% circulating supply. I like that a lot. Tokenomics wise, it launched in January 18. It did run up in June 18, survived the bear market, did come back up in the bull run. In April was its high of 2.7 cents. It did run up again in November, December to 1.5 cents, and it's pretty much back up there now. So I did sort of say earlier, I didn't really know what was driving this run. But they got a decent use case. It's blockchain-based identity platform. It's technology and provides individuals, companies, exchanges, fintech startups, banks with the ability to manage identity data, and KYC obviously being one of those, which will be big in banking. It's probably worth having a look, which we didn't do before. Have a look at their website, see if we can find out who any of their partners are. Possibly Twitter as well. Let's just see if we can have a look at any of these. Key to the metaverse is here. So this is identity for Web3 in the metaverse. That's what they're saying on their website. That's not strictly banking and financials. But yeah, Web3 metaverse, that's better. Secure your wallet for KYC data and other assets. self-key ID to build an empire in the real world too. So yeah, I mean they're going to be KYC Web3 identity people. That looks good. It is a good use case. It depends who they're partners with. There's nothing really about that on here. Here we go down the bottom. So as seen in, no partner information. As seen in, I don't care. I want to know who their partners are. If they're not partnered with anyone yet, that's not really bullish for me. You can be in as many articles as you like, but I want to see partnerships. 40,000 followers, so pinned tweet 3 hours ago, a couple of days ago, a couple of days ago, a couple of days before that. So they're pretty active. Every couple of days they're tweeting. That's good to see. So they are definitely active on Twitter Space. The website isn't great. I want to see some partnerships on the website, not just articles that have been written about them. If they haven't got any partnerships, I wouldn't be interested in that. I mean, as a Web3 identity program, you want to be affiliated. You want to announce those partnerships. Where are they? So yeah, I mean, you would need a lot more investigation to see if they have any partnerships, what they are, and who they're with. Okay, not self key. It's a different key. Let's have a look. I did ask which key at the time, and then Bacon Sandwich came up with that. So you got key, Momo key. Is it key? This key project. Let's have a look. Market data not tracked. That's not good. And the website doesn't even add up with the name. Use nomics.com to search that. Okay. Which one is it? Which key is it? I've got self key, Momo key, top key. No? We don't know? Okay, I'm going to move on from that one because I can't find anything about it. We've still got 3 keys and I'm not finding out which one. Okie dokie. Right, so let's move on. Let's go back and have a look and see what Bitcoin's doing. Just key. If it's this one, key. Yeah, I ain't going on that. No, I ain't going on that. I ain't digging around on this computer for that. I'm not doing that. Door key is the only useful key. Very good. Right, okay, right. Let's check in. As I said, Bitcoin. We'll have a quick look at the 15-minute chart, see what we're up to on the 15-minute. Are we going sideways again? It appears we might be. Run. Yeah, I'm not going on that website. Not if it gives me a dodgy message. I don't like any of that sort of stuff. Not on this computer. Not when I just upgraded the memory. So I've got 24 gig of RAM in here. I don't want to mess this one up. Yeah, Mark, if you can get a link to something in the Discord, I'll go and have a look at it. But I'm not fishing around blindly for it, unfortunately. I can't find it. I don't know which one's which. But if you find me a link, mate, I'll dig in and have a look for you and share that on Discord instead. Right, okay. So Bitcoin sideways for a bit on the 15-minute. That's probably not a bad thing. Let's zoom out to the hourly, see what the hourly's saying. Hourly's got 3 hours of green candles now. Still not positive volume yet, though, so we'll see what happens there. 4 hourly zooming out. What's Bitcoin saying there? Again, we've got some green candles on the 4 hourly. Volume still not positive. But actually, when you zoom out to the daily, like I said before, it's not too bad, actually. If you look at a week ago, we're still above where we were a week ago. So this is hopefully higher lows. If we can establish higher lows, that's good. I'm just look at this. That's low. There's a low there. We did get that low there. So we've got that low to that low. You could call that a low on the daily, I suppose. There's only 3 candles there, but we'll see. If we bounce up off here again and go upwards, that'd be excellent. Higher lows. But yeah, the daily's looking good. We've still got some positive volume there. We're declining, but it's nervous times. There's still some key figures to come out this week. To the late, could I take a look at CSOV? Bought a little at launch and then it tanked. Not looked since. Let's have a look at CSOV. Is that Crown Sovereign? Yeah, that's not pretty. Fully diluted market cap's decent though. 42 million fully diluted. So it's half a cent. Tokenomics are 10 billion, which is quite a lot. Doesn't confirm the current market cap, which is a bit of a worry. All-time chart. Oh yeah, that's nasty. Yeah, no, that's unfortunately. I think that's not coming back. I can't see anything on that. I mean, in the last 3 months, we have come up a bit, but it's a small amount. Yeah, it just looks like every time it goes up green, that someone's pulling liquidity out of it. I don't know what it does, but the charts aren't healthy. Anyone had a look at Coty? A lot of big players are partnering rather than starting crypto projects. This is true, actually. There are a lot of partnerships coming out now rather than starting new things from scratch. I think we've got the basis now of the next lot of crypto projects for the next bull run, and they're looking to improve their positions rather than bringing out more stuff. I think we've got good stuff out there. Anyone looked at Coty? Let's have a look at Coty. I've never really looked at it, so let's have a look now. Going to give it another 5 minutes or so, folks, and then I will be winding up for the day. So just to let you know, I'm going to be looking at Coty. If you've got anything else that you want me to have a look at afterwards, just quickly put it in now, and I'll try and have a look. So Coty's currently under 10 cents. It's $9 cents and 3. So it's under 10 cents. It's 9.3. Market cap 109, fully diluted 186. All-time chart. All-time high is up over 60 cents, 64, 65 cents, something like that. So that's pretty good. There'll be a nice to get there again. All-time chart on CMC starts in 2019. It runs across 2020 into the bull run, runs up nicely. Didn't really do a lot beforehand, but it was kind of still in a bear market, and we're back down at that level again. So it's interesting that really in those years outside of the bull run, it hasn't made much progress in terms of value. Markets itself is the first enterprise-grade fintech platform that empowers organizations to build their own payment solutions, as well as digitize any currency to save time as well as money. Now that is a good utility. It just looks like it's not being used very much. I might do a deeper dive on that one with you, Bacon Sandwich, to be fair. It looks decent. Needs another look. Tectonic, I believe that will refer to. Tonic, I know the price action is going to have been awful because basically it launched at Crypto.com's zenith in the bull run. Was massively hyped up. I love it. I love Kronos, but this has suffered horrifically on price. Million, billion, trillion, 500 trillion tokens. 22% in circulating supply, so a lot of tokens. $23 million market cap, 106 fully diluted. This coin's gone crazy losses. I mean, this has dropped. This has added zeros like you wouldn't believe. So it started off. Let's just say this price here, 5 zeros, 172, and it's now currently 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 zeros, 2, 1, 2, 3. So not sitting very pretty at all. But I do believe that things like Tectonic and VVS, if they survive the bear market and Crow survives the bear market, which I hope it will, these could come back really strong. Because the Kronos platform itself, the DeFi network and things, only really launched towards the end of the bull run. So it didn't get much chance to really flourish. This is why these coins have performed so badly. But I do like Tectonic. I think it's good for Kronos. Got it cheap. Yeah, it's dirt cheap now. To be fair, I think if it survives, it's a good buy now. No one's buying it because it's performed so badly. Right then, folks, I think I'm probably going to wind it up there. Call it a night. I want to thank you for your time and your questions and your comments. As I said, if you don't follow me already, please do follow me. And also, if you've got time, join that Discord, top left box. So hop in there. It'd be good to see some of you in there. Again, thank you for your comments, your contributions, and your questions.